Leicester City nil, Manchester United 3. How you doing, Daniel? Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing?
Fine. Goals scored by Royland has finally scored after 20-something games. I was happy for the guy.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. You could see the fans, joining him in the celebration and everything. Even the standing ovation, he received when he was substituted. To be honest, I was happy for him because nobody will fault his attitude. Even when he had not been scoring, he was fighting for the team. Even when things were not going well for him, we're talking about maybe his positioning. He probably always having to fight. Defenders. But we've seen that, I think, in the last 3 games, I think there's been a little tweak in his style of play. He's been playing into spaces now and sort of, we see that, I think, less of tug of wars with central defenders. And I really can just hope that this, kickstarts, something excellent for him. I'm tracking in front of the goalpost.
Hey, I'm hoping that it can kickstart it, but that would lead to my next question. Do you feel that him scoring, he scored at the wrong time of the season because they are going for the international break?
You see, we don't know what happens. Yeah, we can understand that where sometimes when a team, I'm now talking of like a club side, picks a form or either positive or negative. If it's positive, maybe a team like Manchester United has been struggling over a period, sort of like begins to nick a couple wins and then international break comes. There's always this worry that they could go on international break, they could pick up injuries. That's one, and secondly, they could come back and be out of form or whatever. But like I'm saying, we just hope that's not the case. To be honest, I can just hope that probably he goes, to his countryside, a breath of fresh air, back at home and all that. He feels a bit rejuvenated, and I just hope that maybe the couple games they would play, if he happens to either start or whatever, he's able to either score or assist. I think that's one thing about Haaland. Whether he's scoring or not, I think he's always willing to play for the team, which for me is a good thing, for him. So as much as a striker desires to score, I always see how he celebrates when another teammate score. I always see how he celebrates when he assists or he's a part of the couple players that created a chance leading to a goal. So if it's about his persona rather, is about his being as a footballer. For me, I don't really have any worry. It's going to click for him. He's a very young guy, to be honest. Like, he's got years ahead of him, particularly considering the position he's playing as a central forward.
Okay, let's talk about this guy. People don't really talk about him very well. Delete. Did you see that block?
I look. You could. I don't know if you listened to Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes has been one of the guys who were critical about that signing. He never bought into the signing. Even I'm talking even after Erik ten Hag was sacked. You could listen to him on a couple of the times he was on air, either as running commentaries. I'm talking about post-match or whatever, or even when they have their shows on Sky Sports where they have this fan stuff. He's always critical about the Leeds, but if you had seen the last couple of games, he has been lauding the Leeds. I think there was a time he was speaking to Ruben, pitch side after the match. I think it was
succeeded, right?
Yeah, I think that he had a smile on his face when he spoke about the Leeds. He was like that he has to be, sincere that the Leeds has surprised him. Matthias the Leeds, look. Let's not forget that this guy has, towards the end of last season, he picked up an injury. He came back. He struggled with form and all that. He had issues with Bayern Munich. I don't know what the issues were exactly. I had, Ronald Koeman is not like his biggest fan. I don't know what the issues have always been with him and Ronald Koeman over the years. And so people sort of like, I understand, the concern has always been, from Ajax to Juventus, Bayern Munich, and then he's coming to Arsenal. If he's that good, why are these clubs of this caliber, Juventus and Bayern Munich, willing to let him off and all that? But I'm saying that let's not forget that this guy was the captain at a very, very, young age of his career. Yeah. Let's not forget that this guy was rated one of the best central backs in Europe for more than 2-3 seasons. So I'm saying he has this thing inside of him. If it's about class, for me, I think the lead is a guy of class. I think he's got leadership inside of him. You see, even when Manchester United went to go down against Real Sociedad, a couple of the players had their heads buried, but you could hear him. Was like, "Come on, guys!" You could hear him echo it, and he's pushing the whole team. That's a leader. Someone that was captain of Ajax at 19, and then he went straight into Juventus. He played as central back there for years. Well, he has always been in teams that know how to win, teams that desire that every season they don't desire anything short of winning. Second position for them is not for the taking. You're either winning or it's a terrible season for you. So for me, I think that he's a proper central back for us. He's a very young guy, even considering his age. My problem, if you remember right from when he was in Ajax and Juve, when we always talked about him, was about his size. He being overweight and all that. And I think that was also what contributed to his injuries in the most recent times. But if it's about the player, I think we'll have a player there. Sad again to see Heaven, go out injured.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I just hope
somebody that is just trying to. Yes.
I just hope that he's not going to be out for long. He's just come on his second start and the third game for Manchester United. Sort of like playing well. And then he's hit by injury again. And remember that before he left Arsenal for United, he had just recovered from an injury layoff. So I just hope that it doesn't sort of like shatter his confidence. I want to believe that Ruben, loving him and liking the kind of player he is going to work together with his team of coaches. Everybody in the football club, his teammates are going to be there to cheer him, and support him. I just hope that he's not out for long. Maybe a couple games. We'll see him in the next couple of weeks, and whenever he's back, I want to believe that he's going to be fit enough. Because to be honest, at this point in time, we need every single member of the team. To be honest, like probably just for the last push, the last surge to the end of the season. I think after today is 9 or 8 games to the end of the Premier League season.
9 games.
So if Manchester United can pick about 5-6 wins and maybe one loss or whatever or draws, like for me, it can keep us comfortably somewhere around 8th position by the end of the season.
Okay, so finally, before we go, let's talk about one man, Captain Fantastic Bruno Fernandes.
Obviously. 2
assists and 1 goal.
2 assists and the third goal in the game for Manchester United. I think Bruno is beginning to love football again. I think he's happier. He's more expressive now. I think we'll have the smile on his face again. He's not just scoring. He's making goals as usual as we know him. Today, again, I think I'm seeing reasons why Garnacho is on the right wing. I don't know, but I just think
he's more of a team player on the right.
On the right, he's thinking of crossing, squaring the balls into the box, playing the 1-2, links, with his central attacking mid or his central forwards, or he's looking to play those links also with his wing backs and that. So I think finally, it probably is a position that we eventually teach him wholesome footballing, maybe. But kudos to Bruno Fernandes. I'm so very happy. He has really, really taken the stick from a lot of ex-professionals and football heads. I'm talking pundits or whatever, speaking about his person or his character or his qualities as a captain. I think he's one who everyone who watches football will say this guy leads on the pitch, and I want to believe he also leads outside of the pitch. You see how all these young boys run to him and celebrate his goals. That shows you about his person. We hear a lot of stuff he's doing, outside of the playing field, a lot of donations he gives, a lot of meals, money and stuff like that. A lot of things he does outside of football club that just go unannounced and unappreciated. So kudos to him. Obviously it was Leicester. I don't think anybody expected Manchester United to leave Leicester today. I mean, the King Power Stadium without all 3 points in the bag. My worry, to be honest, was we conceding. I would have really be concerned if we had conceded against Leicester, because this is a side that hasn't scored at home in the last 4 games, and I think in the history of Premier League now they are the first side who haven't scored at home in the last
4 games, 4 home games, 7 home games.
So sorry, 7 home games, right? So I think that's the record. So my worry, to be honest, I was critical. I was like, I just hope we don't concede today, because if we do that, I think it's going to sort of like affect the confidence of our team defensively, and you're going to have the media again coming up with a whole lot of different mantras and all that about our defensive line. I'm sure by the next couple of games we'll have the likes of Harry Maguire fit again, and then at least Lenny Yero also. I think he's going to start training sometime later in the week. I'm just hoping that we are able to just have a couple more players back for the late surge for the end of the season surge.
All right, Dana. Thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you, Ahmed, for having me. Enjoy your evening.